Yeah. As we come back from our little break, as I said before, a lesson spares no one. It doesn't matter caste, creed, whatever. At the end of the day, a lesson will affect each and every one of us, and that's something that will totally change our life. But with Mother Saraswati guidance, we have the ability of learning to discriminate what is good, what is bad. Hmm? Time and time again, I see, we live in a grey world, right? We can't recognize what is good and what is bad in this world. Everything is so crooked to a certain degree that we can't see. But yet at the same time, if one hand is crooked, it means the other hand is good. Perspective changes everything in a human being. In humanity, perspective has the ability to make us different. Perspective has the ability to make us look at things completely in a different light. Right? So she has the ability of showing that. It says that, money may have value, but a lesson in life, like I said before, it's priceless. Because if me and Iman go broke today, right? Whatever lesson we learn in real life will always stay with us. And the value of that lesson, what we learn from our parents, what we learn from our friends, what we learn from our leaders out there, continues to thrive in us and continues to make us better human beings. But it could also make us bad, depending on our perspective. Right?
That's why they say a lot of people is here but they don't learn, you know. So it's better to learn. You hear it also, but you learn it too and practice it.
It said that, the mind controls discipline, discipline creates respect, and respect gives value to honor, thus giving one honor and life. Right? So we have to remember that she teaches us that aspect of learning. Right? Whenever we sit, and to all the young children out there, whenever you sit and you go to an exam, right? Baba, our father, always says, right? You sit there sometimes if you have to take out 2 minutes before your lesson, children. You put your hand on your pencil, you put your next hand on top of your test, you close your eyes, right? And you say, Om, He, Sri Saraswati Mata, Bhyo Namaha. You say 3, you say it up to 21 times, right? You can also pray to Ganesh Bhagwan too, because Ganesh Bhagwan and Saraswati Ma work together. Om Sri Ganeshaya Bhyo Namaha. Right? And that Maha Mantra, when you use that Maha Mantra, is very powerful, children. Especially when you use it and you get that Devi Ma blessings. She has the ability to come into your ear and to whisper to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because she controls the mind, she controls the power. So when you look at knowledge and you learn, but it's important to learn because God help those who
help themselves.
Right. So that means before we do anything in life, we can't rely and say, okay, well, Mother Saraswati, you come and help me. No. She can't help you. If she help you like that, you will not learn the lesson. But if you apply yourself, she will be there to guide you. And sometime in life, all we need is a little bit of guidance. It is said she also represents that of communication. What do you think about communication, eh?
If there's no communication in this world, there's nothing. Nothing will move forward.
Communication is based on everything in this world. Mother Saraswati has created many languages. She has created many personalities, many colors. She is one of the world's greatest artists. Right? And you know why? Because sometimes it shows us that we don't need language to express love. When we were smaller, we were growing up. Many of us, we may not have known Hindi. But you hear a nice song, you know what happened to you? Tears come to your eyes. You hear bhajan, you know why? It comes to your eyes. Right? Why? Because the power and the feeling that comes from it. Because only a mother brings you that format of expression. When we express ourselves in our music, in our art, in our talent, whatever you put that has passion in it, it will always be different. Because a mother's blessing is one that can never be replaced in this world. In fact, it can only be validated, and the glow and the Shakti from that will continue to bless you time and time again. She controls the foreign languages, all the arts, the format of expression. Like I said before, expression is so important, right? What we express, an actor, a singer, a writer, a painter, a dancer, right? Their expression makes them totally different from the rest of the world. Because why? Because their passion and their art and what they do gives you a personal look at the person through a professional light, meaning that you can see the person's personality from what they do. You know? Like sometimes when me and him are going to the recording studio and he will sit there with his dolak. Tell me about the feeling you feel while you're doing something like that.
It's an amazing feeling because you want to put out something the best out there, and sometimes you say, God, you know what, you lead me, and everything just flows in. Blessings of Mother Saraswati.
Yeah. Because sometimes for people, especially for us, we find we deal with everything that we have to deal with at that particular time. All the emotion that is bottled up inside you, it comes out, right? And that is expressed through that divine feeling that Mother Saraswati allows us to express ourselves, right? But it also teaches us to be good human beings, because sometimes it means that we have to listen to others out there too, right? Because to our brothers and sisters who may not be able to express themselves in that way, and remember, each and every one of us are built differently, right? What I can do, Hemant may not be able to do. What Hemant could do, I may not be able to do. We are not perfect to say that we can do things in so many different ways like that. But what we can do is we can help each other, right?
Together, yeah.
And that is the ploy that God has provided for us in this world, right? He doesn't say, oh, you are better or you are greater. He says, no. What we are supposed to ask is, how can we help? And like a great man said recently, don't say thank you. All good?
So don't say thank you. Actually, tell the other person that to help three other person, and that other person to help three other person. So you put in together, everyone helping each other out. That will bond like a circle. Yes.
Because only when we start doing things like that, we start realizing in this world that helping each other is much more valuable than destroying each other.
Yeah.
Right? At the beginning, all we ever had in this world was help. And God help us come to this world. Any help our mother and father come together. Any help our mother bring us in this world. Any help our two parents come together to teach us. Any help us help them. Helping is the biggest thing. Right? Morality is such a powerful tool that we neglect to understand sometimes. That's why I always say one of the greatest religion is love, because nothing is not about, it really, at the end of the day, it's really about us making a difference in this world and showing society that we can be better, right? You see, when it gets to this point, you have to look at so many different things, and Mother Saraswati shows us an indication of that, right? Through writing, through art, through music, through all these different formats of expression, she does that, right? It is said that I believe she has 16 ornaments.
Yes.
Right?
Every ornament signifies something different.
Right. Yeah. And if we look at the notes, any musician that knows, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, there are 8 notes. But many times when we are practicing on a harmonium, we will come back sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. 8 plus 8 is 16. Right? Therefore, when you sit down there Monday to do your pratna to Mother Saraswati, we will advise that you take out 16 single Sahari, right, and sweet rice, or lapsi and Sahari, right? Because the 16 now represents the 16 ornaments. It also represents that aspect of music, right? It's funny, I was reading something over today. It is said that Mother Saraswati is also known as Gayatri. When we sit down there, we say, Om Bhurvasva Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyoyo Na Prachodaya. Swaha. Swaha Mata. Right? That particular mantra, the Gayatri mantra, is important to that of Brahmadev. Again, to show you the connection there. Right? It is said that Mother Saraswati got so immersed in praying to that of Surjanarayan Swami that mantra also had a play in adapting it as well. So that's a totally different katha that we will touch on another day. But as an indication here for the younger ones, I want to give you what is important that we do. Right? Monday we come to do that of Saraswati Jayanti. You come and you sit. I will also advise to take a Ganesh Murti along with Mother Saraswati as well. Right? Because they work hand in hand. Right? Your parsal, like we said, will be 16 single Lapsi and Sahari. Make sure and put your clove, make sure and put your tulsi leaf. Hmm?
And neem leaf.
And neem leaf, if you can get neem leaf as well too. Whenever you do Devi Puja, it is important that you also honor and respect the fact that, to those of us, make sure and you fast properly and make sure you practice these kinds of things properly, right? If you can fast the day without salt on Monday before you do your pratna at 6, so whatever time you choose to do it during the day, schedule wise, go ahead and do it as well. And sit over there. You can do jap in saying Om Sri Saraswati Mata Bhyo Namaha 21 times. Om He 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 Sri Saraswati Mata Bhyo Namaha, right? And you will sit down there and you will make your aspect of dedication, right? To the younger children, if you have your pencils, you have your pens, you have your notebooks, anything that is clean and pure that you want to get blessed, right? At that point in time too, you can also sit there, right? Take the flame of the fire, make sure you bless it in that fashion day, or sprinkle water in it with a holy mantra or so forth like that, in order to bring presence in it there, right? Mother Saraswati never discriminates against her children, because how can a mother ever do that? Instead, she welcomes and she brings you forward, and when you sit there in front of her, like I always say, prayer is not what you do there alone, but prayer is what you come there with, right? If we sit down to do prayer and our mind is all over the place, it wouldn't work. But if you sit down there and your mind is 100% on her belief, your mind is 100% in feeling that divinity and that Shakti from her, right? Or a divinity or anything good in life, it gives you a positive feeling, right? Sit down there and pray. Put your belief, put your faith in her and ask her to bless you. Ask her to give you that format of expression so that your expression in this world remains unique and remains true to you, right? And possible you want to put a white mala, you can make a mala for a white mala. As you know, Mother Saraswati sits on a peacock, and you know why? A peacock is the only animal in this world that can take out sugar from water. It can discriminate properly in terms. It shows you that the peacock has the ability to remove bad and to put good, right? So many different things when it comes to that of Devi Puja. Let's look at my notes here, make sure I don't have anything else pending here that I wanted to express at this time. Babaji, anything else we can add in there? I have to check with my consultant here, Baba, to make sure. And I just want to say blessings, of course, each and every one of you. This particular episode of Gyan Shakti, I want to dedicate it to my grandfather who passed away, Mr. Pukrat Rampasad. And I want to say thank you again to the community for coming out and supporting us during that time. On behalf of my mom, my dad, Hemant, my uncles, Uncle Shid, Uncle Steve, Uncle Raja, my cousins, my aunts in Trinidad, my grandmother, all of us, we want to say a special thank you. This episode is dedicated in his name. He was an incredible individual that always taught us our culture, our dharma. He was very proud of our accomplishments, regardless of how little it was to us. It was a big deal to him, and we would like to dedicate this particular show towards his name, and to ask that Great Mother Saraswati, to the Krishna Bhagwan, wherever his soul is, that it finds peace. And of course, to give us all strength and courage, and to thank you all for always being there and supporting us, right? Like I said before, family is unity, family is about coming together, family is about staying strong. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you for always being there, always loving us, always showing us faith and all these different things. And we just want to say Devi Ma blessings to you all. This is another episode of Gyan Shakti. We want to thank you all. I am Pandit Navin.
Pandit Hemant.
Prem se bolo Sri Saraswati Mata ki. Stay blessed, stay good. We look forward. Mahashivratri will be celebrated on February 27th. I want to say a special hello to Pandit Ravi. I made a little mistake on my post, so thank you, Babs. Sitaram. Talk soon. Bye-bye.